Before we get started, it's important to understand where the pelvic floor muscles are and what they do. The pelvic floor muscles are a diamond-shaped group of muscles located between the pubic bone, the sitting bones, and the tailbone. There are three orifices or openings in the pelvic floor: the urethra, the vagina, and the anus. While your pelvic floor muscles have always been important, they become the center of attention during the prenatal and postpartum periods. So it's critical that we understand what these muscles do and how we can properly engage and relax them for a successful healing experience. The pelvic floor muscles have 5 functions that we call the 5 S's. The first is support. The pelvic floor muscles are postural muscles and therefore always turned on to a low level to support and hold up our pelvic organs, including the bladder, uterus, and rectum, against gravity and increases in abdominal pressure. Learning proper techniques to strengthen the pelvic floor and manage abdominal pressure can help prevent urinary incontinence and pelvic organ prolapse from occurring. Second, our pelvic floor muscles have a sphincteric function. The urethra, vagina, and anus is each controlled by a sphincter, a round muscle which controls the opening and closing of these regions. This function ensures that things are kept closed when we want them closed, preventing leakage of urine, feces, and gas, or that things open when we need them to open for successful urination and bowel movements. The third function of our pelvic floor is sexual. The pelvic floor muscles help us achieve arousal and orgasm. Many women experience dyspareunia or pain with sex after birth. Learning how to relax your pelvic floor muscles can help promote a more enjoyable experience. The fourth function is stability. The pelvic floor is an integral part of the core and is responsible for creating stability across the pelvis and transferring forces between the upper and lower extremities. The pelvic floor helps regulate the pressure of our intra-abdominal cavity with each breath we take. We will discuss this more in our next foundational video that explains how the pelvic floor functions as part of the core. Finally, the pelvic floor functions as a sump pump. The pelvic floor region helps move lymph fluid and blood through the pelvis and up into the trunk. Decreased activity in the pelvic floor can contribute to common prenatal and postpartum issues, such as hemorrhoids. Now that we have that covered, let's figure out how to use these muscles.